Recorded live from a not-so-secret suite level studio.
I'm the capo. He is the prez.
And this is Sons of Ben, the pod. Welcome back, everyone, to Sons of Ben, the pod. Adam, this is episode, it could only be one person.
Really?
Yeah, a tragedy. Not a tragedy, but,
Wow.
but like not a great story. Mike Patterson.
Okay.
Mike was a hell of a defensive lineman, but just,
was.
some injuries and stuff. Still, 98-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. Only one in Eagles history to go that long for a big man.
I wonder around like the 60-yard mark in that journey, do you think to yourself, am I going to make it the whole way?
Oh, you got to think you're having a heart attack.
Like that's just, I can't imagine a person who is in like the topness of physical fitness being like 90 yards, I can run that.
You can't be 300 plus pounds and go, let me do a 100-yard sprint.
Look.
That's not in the playbook for you.
It's okay though, because every time you see an offensive lineman lose all of that weight, you understand that they are truly athletes that just put that stuff on.
And speaking of all that weight, we were going to have a guest, Alexis from the Cooligans.
Jesus.
But, off the top rope for him.
Top rope.
Well,
Jeez.
he did.
Now he's not going.
He did not like I don't think he liked our chant. I think we'll get into that, but I thought that was a good chant for him. But I think he got a little panties in a bunch. I don't know. We'll have to talk to him later. About that.
I think Alexis is an artist, and to be only known by one part of his craft over and over again can be tiring.
Well, we had to do a chant. There's only one part of your life you can fit into someone's chant, But so anyhow, this week, well, let's do housekeeping. Bear the pod, yards,
Years.
2SP, Flying Fish, Heineken, and Spellbound. We've got it all. So thank you to all of them. And you and I are rocking the. Well, you rocked the Heineken first.
Yeah, I like to mix my brands,
Yeah.
to take advantage of all sponsors as possible. So both shout out to Heineken and Flying Fish for providing my suds for the afternoon.
Yeah, evening.
Yeah. I guess the sun has gone down now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Remember, everyone, renew. We still have limited kits left. So if you want a kit, renew. If we run out, you just want to renew because there's still a lot of benefits. And we're going to get into some of that, including a special tailgate upcoming, but we'll get into that later. Good thoughts and prayers, We had that beautiful leak that you sent me, Adam,
Yes.
that www.philadelphia2026.com, they're saying it's in the lead. Like,
Yes.
it's looking good, and that scares the living bejesus out of me. But, we're going to see. Let's hope for good things. And it's coming up in 1 month, less than a month. We're supposed to know if we get the World Cup in Philadelphia. So, but they're talking semifinals.
Look, I mean, in the grand scheme, and I won't, obviously we talked about this ad nauseum, but it just makes more sense than most other places, locations.
Yeah.
It just, yes, Los Angeles with SoFi and all that, but we actually have to really think about what is LA near exactly in terms of other nations.
Near a traffic
jam. But it's just like, it's not, the Pacific Ocean's very big. Anyway, long story short, Philly should be a city, and not only it should be thought about for a semifinal.
Yeah.
We've hosted Gold Cup finals. This city's more than capable of hosting the world stage.
Now, according to a listener suggestion, this is the only time we're going to hear from Devin. Go ahead, Devin, Discord.
I wasn't prepared for this.
See, that's why it was listener suggestion. Thank you much, Jeffrey Mitchell, for that listener suggestion that we just mute Devin's mic
That's
and
it.
just shut it off.
That would be a better product.
I mean,
So
does
was-
it save
was-
electricity?
Was Discord good? Was it popping?
Discord's
was
good.
it everything you wanted? Like,
let me shout out some
he's on it
predictions
now.
since we missed last week. The LAFC predictions. What was the LAFC score? No, I'm kidding. 2-2. Nobody guessed 2-2. Oh, Jared Nisley guessed 2-2. So,
well, I guess we just break news now. Congratulations, Jared.
Woo!
and also Kyle the baby. So congratulations to him too.
Well, no.
Well, no,
we
Kyle
were
the baby
talking
didn't
about-
get engaged.
Yeah,
we're
we're
talking about an
being
engagement.
engaged.
Not God, Kyle the baby do not get
I'm
engaged.
sure Kyle the baby's like finished
Learn-
like a box of cereal today.
Learn
so
from
that's
these
good.
three jackasses, and I'm talking about Adam, Devin, and Jared. Don't get engaged, Kyle.
Look,
Play
this
the
is-
field, my guy.
This is
Play
called,
the field.
This is called engagement season, Sons of Ben edition.
Yeah. So congrats, Jared, and another capo crossing the rainbow bridge. Oh no, that's not the rainbow bridge. That's just getting engaged.
Look, I enjoy any Mario Kart reference, my guy.
All right, so we got travel coming up. So we had Nashville. Looked like a hell of a trip.
Yes.
We didn't get to go because you had to run Broad Street.
Me, it
Oh, yeah,
wasn't
and my
just
girlfriend.
me. Yeah, about to say, man, don't
TC did well. Adam, how do
Yes.
you feel you did?
terribly.
I thought you did all right. I saw you. You
I
looked.
walked probably a quarter to about a half of a mile, which I don't usually walk, so I'm a little disappointed in myself. But I'm getting old, and to be frank with you, I did not train nearly hard enough for this.
And
thing,
let me
so.
tell you that the weather was perfect as a spectator. That sun was
it's
hot
not-
towards
it
the
was-
end, man. That was
I tell people this a lot, and they don't really kind of understand it. Anything above like 70 degrees is actually quite
it's
terrible for
yeah.
runners. So like that, it got to like upper 60s, and towards the end of that run, I was feeling it. I was definitely feeling it. You know,
saw some Union jerseys. Big Jeff was running, so
Yeah.
we got to see some people. It was fun, and I'll tell you now, we're launching a runner support group.
yeah,
We are literally going to run a Sons of Ben runners group, like just a Facebook page that people
Yeah.
be like, "Hey, I ran, I did this," and maybe we'll get more SOBs out on the sidelines to
bring the
cheer
people
other
together.
SOBs on. So, but yeah, we did talk about. We had the LA trip. We got Portland coming up. We got Charlotte. We are announcing a Charlotte trip.
Yes.
So Philly Sports Trips will be taking us down to Charlotte. Should be a good time. Charlotte's, I don't know. It's a good town, not a great town. I think it's what you make of it. You've been to Charlotte, right?
I like Charlotte. I like Charlotte. It's a good little city. It's definitely an up and coming town.
Yeah.
They're one of the many southern cities that are going through another renaissance in their existence. So, and I think that's coincides with the fact that they got a soccer team now. I think this is a part of the whole Charlotte. Well, I guess now 6, 7, 8.0, whatever you want to call it, but. I think it'll be an interesting place to go visit now, and I think 5 years from now it's going to be an even much more interesting place.
Well, if they get a stadium, because I don't like watching soccer in football stadiums.
Like it is an awkward. That is very much a football stadium too. It's not even like one of these like football stadiums like interesting edges and canopies and all
Yeah,
that. It's
no,
just
it's-
a bowl in the middle of downtown Charlotte, and I'm just like that is. It looks.
I mean,
very
it's downtown,
not
so
soccer.
that's kind of cool. You're downtown.
Yeah, but it still doesn't look very soccer.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look really just.
Well, just
it looks
like
old.
just like Nashville. We went last year, and we were in the Titan Stadium, and that's a great location. You leave Broadway and you stroll to the stadium, so this is great. But you're still in this football stadium, and it doesn't feel like soccer. Just like when the Union played in the Link, it didn't feel the way it does now in Subaru Park. But,
Yeah, not
Yeah.
at all.
So we do have a home game and home tailgate this Saturday, the 14th. Come to watch Devin set his hair on fire.
That's right.
Devin, we're on Twitch right now, and you're like pulling your hair like.
We're having some audio issues.
Oh,
so we're trying to iron out.
Well, wait till you have some audio issues with your DJ Ascendus and Adam and burning a bull and all this other bullshit that's going to be going on at the tailgate.
Those are fun times.
Those are fun times.
I lived for those times.
Who doesn't want to burn a bull in effigy?
Yeah. So, and we didn't announce that too prematurely, but yeah, they're.
Oh,
burning
I
a
mean,
bull.
come on now.
Yeah, they haven't promoted it yet. But
I know by the time
yeah.
the people hear the podcast,
hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You heard it here first.
Yeah, you heard
They're
it here
burning the
first.
bull in the lot.
if you somehow heard this on Thursday
Yeah.
and or Friday, you heard
So
it here.
tailgate Devin starts at 3.
3.
We're gonna go 3 to 6, 3:30.
3:30. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
The weather's weather looks good. We're gonna check on with Katie Fellinger, but it should be good. So yeah, and then I'll get into it. We were gonna have guests on, but we had some technical difficulties. We were gonna have Luke Hooligans.
Yes.
But Adam and I did get to spend a little time with our friends today filming something for the team. So, even though they did look a little gloaty, though, because they are NYUFU fans.
I mean,
They walked in a little, like, fake asterisk arrogant, didn't they? They
Look.
knew not to say anything, but they had that, like, bing
No.
bong, like that crap. I felt
I
that.
mean, maybe Christian. I think Alexis was just jet lagged.
Yeah,
out
jet
the
lagged and
wazoo.
sunburnt. My man
Jet
didn't
lagged
bring
and
any. He didn't bring any SPF to France with him.
That Parisian sun, my guy, is vicious if you
Yeah.
let it be.
Yeah. So all right, but yeah, so we will do something with them in the future. We were talking, so we're gonna. I don't know if we're gonna cross pollinate or just have them on, but
That's a reference.
we're gonna have them in. All right, let's go Union News. So
Yeah.
the SOBs invented invent it.
Yes.
Invade it.
Okay.
Nash Vegas. You saw some of the social medias.
I did.
What did you think of the trip?
I think that everyone from the fans through the front office enjoyed their time down in Tennessee. I think they have a beautiful venue there. It's a really nice place to play soccer at, and I think it's going to grow the game there. And I believe we'll see the U.S. national team there in short
Thank
order.
God, because I don't need to see them in Ohio ever again.
Look, man, the problem with Ohio is the other national teams don't want to go to Ohio, so that's the reason why we have an advantage on that. Like, some of these, like, people think, oh, let's put them in Miami. No, put them in Columbus. Make them lives as miserable as
Yeah,
possible.
but if you put them in Nashville,
Yeah.
then these dudes from, I don't know, Ecuador and
Mhm.
Costa Rica, then they're on Broadway partying
Yes.
with all the woo girls, and they're hungover for the game. So you get that Miami, Las Vegas effect in Nash Vegas,
I think
So-
we have a different philosophy on how these people can consume alcohol.
Yeah, it's different in Nashville. But no, the trip, Vince and everyone at Philly Sports Trips, I tell you what, last year's was pretty impressive. This one looked even better. So get ready for Charlotte. We're gonna do it up right. The match. We got back from Broad Street.
Yeah.
Got to watch the match.
I took a little nap that almost cut off the first half for me, but I did wake up in time. Yes.
And it was kind of what we thought it was going to be. It's a game.
Yeah. And I think about this stretch that the Union just went over. I know we're going to get into a little bit deeper detail, but that's a really tough ask for that Union team to go into a place like Nashville.
Opening
And-
that stadium up with that crowd, 40,000 people that are all lathered up because everything's new and shiny and bright, and their team's good.
And they don't lose at home, too. Like,
Yeah.
Nashville has made very shortly a fortress there in Tennessee. So, the Union had a lot of things against it. And frankly, because this is how I always feel about a lot of, penalty calls and all that, frankly, they should have won the game. And they were better than Nashville for most of that game, playing the way that they wanted to. So, more so than the LAFC game that you and I are going to discuss momentarily, I was more impressed by the effort there, because that was a very easy, you bottle that game, you take that L, there's too much. The moment's bigger than you is basically what that is. You as the team, like that moment's bigger than you. But I think that showed the capabilities of this team, as much as anything.
Yeah. And the big news, I guess, for Union fans was when Michael Uri opens up the books.
Yes. Yeah.
Great goal. And first goal in that stadium.
Yeah.
So Nashville fans, you can suck on that for a while because, you're going to look at that stadium. You can call it the castle, call it whatever you want, but it's really Uri's house because he got the first goal.
The house that Uri built. No, and
Yeah.
I always find that interesting because it's just like that's your lore now. Like that stadium
Yeah.
could be like they can win multiple titles in that stadium, but like the Philadelphia Union.
The
have
only
this
thing
stamp
better
on it.
was if Cincinnati played there and Ray Gaddis scored. That would be the only thing
Honestly,
better.
I would have flown down to Nashville mid game just to have been a part of that celebration.
Yeah.
I would have been like, is the Concord still work? I want to get on one of those.
Well, maybe if you knew someone that had a plane.
Ah,
Yeah. So, in the infinite wisdom of television stations across the nation and the MLS schedule, we got to play LA, who's number one in the West,
yes.
Union number one in the East,
Yes.
1v1, and it's an 11 o'clock at night game on the East Coast.
Yes.
Even people in LA didn't show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their supporter section was packed. The rest of the stadium,
Yeah.
not so much. I guess people had shit to do at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night in LA,
As one does.
They were going to like Vanderpump or Sir or some other cocktail bar.
Vanderpump, my God.
Yeah, there's Bravo references on this pod, my guy.
I'm the man. TC, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
culturing this swine. I swear to God.
Yeah, that's culture. Thanks, babe.
But look, I think it's very easy to say that MLS was like, well, we scheduled this beforehand. How were we supposed to know? But the thing about it is you have two teams that have, over the past 3 seasons of MLS, have proven themselves to be, top tier teams. And it doesn't make sense to me, especially after the match that they had in 2020 to basically usher in COVID, that you would say, okay, their rematch, for the first time since all of this happens, is going to be in a way that's unaccessible to not only the fans of Philadelphia, but really to half of Los Angeles. 8 o'clock games suck when you live there, let alone when you're watching it from other time zones. I have my philosophy that I understand supervillains now more than I did as a child, because I'm just like, I have thoughts. And one of my thoughts is, let's just do away with the West Coast. All right. I mean, like, look, I get it. California is very important. We need it. But like, there's no reason that I, a consumer, needs to be beginning my sporting experience at 10:30. I got the Phillies this week are in Seattle. I have watched 0 minutes of that baseball. And it just makes, look, I don't get it. I mean, I get it. I'm not
The
a stupid
only
person.
good thing
but
about
eliminate
West
it.
Coast sports is when you're on the West Coast and you can watch Monday Night Football at happy hour.
And
That's the only
No,
good
I mean,
thing about
like the
being on the West
NFL
Coast.
flexes times when they know they have a game that's going to be
Wow.
a high priority. Like,
Don, you're listening. We know the
If-
MLS TV deal sucks. Let's get
Come
better
on.
negotiations
Come on.
because
What, free kick is still not available? No, like
Yeah.
honestly, you're right. This is flexible on and in literally the metaphorical
Well,
and
here's-
figurative
here's-
sense. You should flex
and,
this.
and maybe someone can research what was on FX1 at 11 o'clock at night on Saturday.
That's right. You
Was
didn't
it
even-
like the fucking I don't know, Blue Bloods? No, that's on CBS. Like
Blue
what
Bloods.
old ass show
Wow.
was on that we couldn't be on FS1 at least as
No.
a national show?
Look, I think that was even more egregious than the start time was the lack of national coverage.
Yeah.
Like, but here's the thing about it: you don't have anyone who's sexy,
Well, and that's the
it,
thing because
you know?
Union being number one in the East and then LA being number one in the West is almost the perfect contradiction of the East Coast blue collar mentality, the way our team is set up, versus LA is that shiny, expensive players, Hollywood personified between their ownership and everyone else. And you look at it and it's Rocky versus Apollo,
Well,
to give you that reference. It's show versus go.
But it's we're more than Rocky though at this point. Like we're not the plucky underdog anymore. Like the
No,
Union
we're Rocky and
are-
Rocky like 3.
You're,
where
you're
we're the
Rocky
champion.
3.
Yeah.
You're the one who buys the robot for Paulie because
Yeah.
you already have your mansion. You're like that's the Rocky we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Well,
And-
the new Rocky 3 didn't have the robot. He got rid of that.
all of the Rockies. Anyway, it's something for which you need to be not satisfied. And look at this. Here's the thing. I gotta be real with you. I don't get fans who say they have to be not satisfied with experiences. Like I don't get it. Like it just you're not coaching, you're not playing for the team, you're just watching it. I don't know why like someone's like you can't be happy about getting a tie in Los Angeles. Like that's just it just doesn't make any sense to me to
here's-
gatekeep like that.
It's funny because here's the funny thing is this is what I thought about, and I knew you were going to say this because when I got done watching that, and I'm always probably Susie Sunshine, like all right, be logical, a tie's
Yeah.
good. After that game, I shut it off. I go, we should have won that game.
We should have.
No way in hell do I think we should not have won the game. And maybe I'm
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm feeling it because I know how good this team could be. I don't know if I'm becoming a spoiled Philadelphia fan.
Sure.
But I'm like, God, I usually like, I'll get texts from people like, damn it, should have won. I go, dude, we got a tie away at 11 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock in LA. Like that's a win.
This is what I'm
But
saying.
I was not me. I couldn't get around it. I'm still not happy. We should have beat that team.
If you beat
Nashville could have beat us.
no, but here's the thing: if you
but
beat
that
Nashville,
team we should have won.
If you beat Nashville the week before, you don't care as much. I think that's real.
Debatable.
I think
Yeah.
if you beat Nashville the week before, you get all 3 points in Nashville. The idea of tying again in Los Angeles after all of that. Because here's the thing:
Yeah.
if you watch that game, LA had 47 chances to score on
Oh, yeah.
us. Like it wasn't like LA just kind
but
of
if I go, hey,
went
Adam,
against the run of play.
Your race going to score, and so's Gazdag.
Yeah, you should. But again,
And,
you're
and
playing.
Blake was playing.
You're playing the Los Angeles Football Club with a man called Carlos Vela. Like you're playing a team.
He didn't do shit.
No, but what I'm saying is you're playing a team that has that level of talent. Like you're bringing Latif Blessing off
Oh, yeah.
the fucking bench.
No, and
So
it
yeah.
took me a day or two to be like, okay, but I'm still like, should have won.
But here's the thing: I'm not even against that. You know, if you want to be frustrated, that's fine. But when you're like telling people they can't be excited about
Oh,
making
that I
or-
disagree. Yeah.
or even
Yeah.
and not
Listen.
even the policing, like just the idea that like you have now expectations. So anything short of those expectations, you're not enjoying your experience. I'm like, then you're just setting yourself up, buddy. Because
Well-
like that's not a way to live. You know, that's an exhausting preposition.
But this is the first year I could seriously, and I floated to you during the pregame and
Yeah.
go, has anyone done the triple?
No, but like,
Supporter Shield, MLS Cup, US Open Cup? Because this is the year.
yeah. So
This is the damn year.
you don't have to argue with me on that. I love the hell out of that. The way that I kind of view it is this: when I was at St. Joe's, you know,
The prep?
Yes, the prep. When I was at St. Joe's University, we did not win a lot in basketball when I showed up. In fact, when I showed up,
Y'all sucked.
we were terrible. I think we won 9 games.
Your
in my
women's
first
team could have
year.
beat your men's team.
No, I completely agree. I believe Cindy Griffin and the women's basketball team was a well-oiled machine
yeah.
that continued to go to NITs and NCAA berths where the men's
The
team could
only
not
reason
catch
you
up.
watched St. Joe's basketball that era was to watch Phil Martelli on the sideline.
I mean, the guy,
Good-looking man.
the dude, the Don himself. But no, legitimately, while I was there, the team was terrible, and we were losing to teams, obviously like Villanova. We were losing to Temple.
Wait, you lost to Nova?
all the time.
Those scrubs.
But here's the thing. I will let you know, though. The last time Villanova lost to St. Joe's, I was a junior. So I was there in person at Hagen Arena when it happened. But that was also 12 years ago. But anyway, I will say, all this to say is when I was at St. Joe's, when they finally got good, and that was the years of Langston Galloway, DeAndre Bembry, we got as high as number 25 in the country. And the feeling that was, it was the true epitome of started from the bottom, now you're here. It was a feeling of just joy, relief, and elation that our team had finally crossed over a threshold. And I thought to myself, you know, in the grand scheme of everything, if you don't win the championship, would you rather be St. Joseph's or would you rather be UCLA? And because the question is, UCLA is not satisfied unless it's a national championship. Like, they could win the Pac-12, that ain't going to really feel right. They can be number 1 in the country, that's still not going to feel good enough. Because they're UCLA, they have this expectation about them. You know?
I'm going to give you some breaking news. It's 59 minutes in, and Orlando's up 2-0.
2-0.
Whoa,
That was quick.
that's changed.
Yeah,
a
that's
lot.
that's no bueno. So we'll see.
All
We'll
right.
give
well,
some updates during this. I just I got a text in my pocket. I go, let me check ESPN
Oh, yeah, those were
Plus. That ain't no good. So anyhow, but yeah, let's talk about that. So
yeah. No, I mean, all that to say is, you know, the expectation things is great, but it also kind of sucks because then it also kind of takes the air out of the
is it
balloon.
odd?
listen, I just yelled about 3 minutes ago that we were going to do the triple. And then we look at the U.S. Open Cup and we're down 2-0.
No, that's-
So it's my
that's
fault.
straight karma.
It's my
That's
damn
straight
fault.
karma.
Like, yeah.
Lock it in.
That's
That's-
some,
that-
that's some,
that's
that's some
authentic
white
karma.
trash Orlando guy in his trailer going, "Fuck Union Dasick."
Yeah,
Like,
wow.
yeah, you don't know shit about no soccer.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
honestly, I'd listen to that podcast.
Is it just irony that this game kind of played out, the LA game played out very similar to the way the last LA game played out, where we score, LA scores very shortly after.
Yeah.
We score, LA scores
Well,
again
that's
very
what good
shortly
teams
after.
do.
Oh, it's
You know, it's
frustrating
like
for sure.
it's odd that like if you combine the two, it would have been 5-5, but all goals were scored in the same fashion, where the Union scored
But
first
I
and
think
then
I
LA
saw this.
equalized.
We're the only team that LA has never beaten.
Is that true?
It's that, or it's we've never beaten LA. I don't know what, but there's something. There's something that
I
there's
don't
never
wanna-
been.
I don't
and
wanna
I'm going. Wow, yeah, because every time we've played LA, it's been like a tie.
Yeah.
Like I don't think
Yeah.
we've ever.
Is that our rival now?
Yeah. Well, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
Forced
it's not the team coming in on Saturday, even though they're number 2 in the East. But let's talk about this.
It's indifference week. Don't worry.
So we just had Nashville. Then we go. We went to LA. Now we're in Orlando playing in the Swamp. Saturday we've got Red Bull, who's number 2 in the East. Then we get to go to the West Coast again for Portland for another Sunday late match.
yes.
And then Memorial Day in New England. This might be the toughest stretch
Yeah.
that this team has ever seen. I mean, I'm assuming we're still on charter flights because of COVID and all, so at least that's good. But yeah, this is going to be a stretch
Yeah,
that
I mean,
this is what's going to test fans about
Yeah.
if we're good or not good. This is what's like Union Twitter may break before Memorial Day.
I mean,
It-
you
it
get a
makes
result
us-
against Red Bull, and we're kind of like, if you get through this stretch and you're still first or second in the East, That's
Oh yeah.
that's saying
well,
something
listen.
there.
Red
I mean,
Bull, it's home. Win there. You don't know what's going to happen in Portland. You just have
You never
no
know.
idea.
Yeah.
But then you come back and you're tired. You got tired legs, but it's still New England, and God, they are not good right now. But it's Bruce. He can figure it out if anybody. So I don't know.
You got a
Adam, you
gauntlet
got-
right now. You got a.
Oh.
This is Legends of the Hidden Temple right now. This is tough as shit, But you keep getting points, on the road. Like getting a point on the road is the dream sequence. You win at home, you get points on the road, you win titles. So stay the course. Keep playing well, except for this exact moment apparently we're living in. But beyond that, this team is capable of doing consistently.
Yeah, I mean, you
solid
look at the
things.
top of the
Yeah.
West, and if you're looking at Supporters Shield rankings and whatnot, like the top 3 in the West are still in front of the Union currently in the standings.
Yeah.
But the bottom 3 in the East are in front of the bottom 3 in the West. The East is a harder conference.
Yeah. No.
Than the West is. So I mean, you're gonna have these stretches.
There's a lot more parity going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Albie
Up
did
north.
correct me. The Union have never beaten LA. I guess LA's beaten.
Yeah,
us.
that didn't feel right to me. I don't think the Union.
I
would
liked it
ever
the way
have
I
such
first
a-
said it though. So screw all you people with your factual podcasts.
Hey man,
I like to live in my
little.
little world, you know.
Not against it.
Oh
not
my
against
god! But yeah, so we've got a hell of a stretch ahead of us. Now I guess we got to talk Red Bull real quick, and then we can kind of get to the rest of this and call this a night because it's been a long ass day,
it.
everyone.
Yes.
I mean, this is going to be crazy. It is. I think last I talked to the front office, there were 9 tickets left in the River End, and this is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely going to be a sellout. It's probably going to be 83 degrees. It's a 7:30 game on a Saturday in the spring. Like the tailgate's going to
Yeah.
be crazy. They haven't even starting to publicize all the shenanigans that the Union want to do. So this is going to be nuts. So we know the crowd's going to be there. Well, I'm sure people are dying to get out of North Jersey, so they're going to be by the bus load in that section in 133. So
We can edit this out, but do we want to peep the bonfire a little bit, or
well, no, we
is
already
that-
said that
yeah.
they're burning shit
Okay.
in the
Yeah,
lab.
we said
yeah.
Come on, Devin, pay attention to the podcast you
Jeez.
produce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a lot going on pregame. Let's talk about the match though.
What?
I haven't watched a stitch of Red Bull soccer this year. Salzburg, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Leipzig, watch some of that. Haven't seen anything
So-
from New Jersey Red Bull. I was shocked they were in second place
They just keep randomly winning, but
on
I
the
don't-
road. They
I
can't win at
just-
home.
But I don't think they've played anybody either. I think
Yeah.
both of these things are true. And no disrespect, then you have to win. You're winning all those games on the road. It's I think it's a record in MLS for winning their first 5 games on the road.
No, it's not a record. And now we
Is
can
it
check
tied?
this.
I
It's
think it's
tied.
for the record. Okay.
So if they win against us, they
They'll
get the
be able to
record. That will be 6.
I'm-
So we definitely don't want them to get
No,
a
you don't
record
want
against
that.
us.
But that is impressive in its regard,
Oh,
regardless of who you're playing.
Super
but
impressive. Super
look,
impressive.
Red Bull plays a style of soccer that is
They play union style of soccer, but they try to call it Red Bull style, but we
Pretty
do
much.
it better than them.
that's what.
So let's
that's where you're at.
rename
There's-
it.
I mean,
hey,
yeah.
get on Wikipedia, everyone, and change it to union style of soccer.
Well, that's going to be at the core of it. If you can beat the guys at their own game, that's
It's our game.
beat the guys at our game. But yeah, that's what you're dealing with right now. Is you're dealing with a situation where a team that is strong on the road has confidence. They're going to come in here. They're not going to be necessarily afraid of us. I think most Red Bull fans, even after last season, are just like, you guys beat us on a wonder goal. No.
Yeah, so, no, yeah, Red Bull definitely thinks that we got lucky against them.
I
last year.
don't even think they'll say lucky, but they'll just say it's not that we're that far away from you. I think they think that they can compete with us, and
They also think they're
why
from New
not?
York. They also think that Aaron
Yeah.
Harrison doesn't smell like a fart.
Oof.
They think about a lot of things that are false.
We do have the world's largest incinerator, or was the 7th largest incinerator in the world?
Yeah, it's not the world's largest.
It's
How
up
about-
there, though.
calm
It's in the
yourself.
top
Calm
10.
yourself. We're in beautiful Chester. Don't
Beautiful.
you start Rich ransoming this pod.
I'm just trying to, give us some levity, if you will. Make sure that we don't make sure we don't get too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, but no. So Red Bull. So what are your thoughts, guys? What are we thinking?
You should win. And I think you're hungry now because of recent performances, and I think even tonight, if you don't win in Orlando,
Well, listen,
You
we
know.
should be well rested because a
Yeah.
lot of guys are sitting. So
Yeah.
Well, I
we
mean, they just
should
subbed
be.
in Sergio Brujo. And,
Yeah, they're like, okay, time to go.
It's 67 minutes. Listen, the one thing I do like about this is Jim has made a sub in the 60s. Usually it's in the 70s. So, hey, Jim,
if this
I'm
was
going to
what-
look at my silver lining and yeah, buddy, way to start getting in the 66 minutes of the sub because I'd love to see some people in the midfield in about
How did we
66,
not talk about the
67.
Carranza goal, by the way? Can we rewind a little bit? Carranza's
Oh.
goal in LA. Like, that was amazing.
Because MLS and everyone else ignored it. It wasn't on Den and It.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, come on.
Um,
They're never going to pay
no.
attention to us. Come on.
No.
well, they Glesnes made it.
Glesnes didn't make it.
But
I mean,
no, that
was
was-
something on another level.
Listen, Yuri's goal in Nashville was just supreme body control. Where you're like, because I'm watching, I'm going, oh, that was. It wasn't impressive at first, but then you watch it, you're like, damn, and then you sit there and you go, Wooten couldn't do that. Shabilko couldn't do that. Like you're going through like
Yeah.
some of the guys we had that were in that position. And you're like, oh shit, like yeah, like so that goal was, and then Carranza's, you're like, holy crap, yeah. And then Albie was saying like even we didn't talk about Blake's save in Nashville,
Oh, yeah.
the shin save from hell, like yeah.
all of them?
Yeah.
All of the
and,
saves?
and I tell you what, the penalty kick, he doesn't get the yellow card. He blocks that.
Oh, yeah.
I think that yellow
He
card
had
was
his
like,
hand on it. He was there.
I think the yellow card just was like threw his timing off, and
Yeah.
but I mean, no, there's been highlights and spectacular plays already, but I need more wins.
Give me Red Bull.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking Red Bulls. We get off the snide, and I'm thinking Trace goals there, Adam. Trace
3.
Wow.
3. I'm not going to say what Red Bull gets
Yeah.
because I think they might open it up too a little bit, but I think it's going to be a back and forth one. But I think this team's finally going to be like, time to score. Time to score.
You're not gonna find too many arguments from me on that front. I think they'll win. I think it'll be close, maybe like a 2-1 kind of affair. But I think they'll get the W, mainly because they're home. I think they're also a stronger squad. I think they're finally trying to get it together. It's not. We were worried about a lack of offense, and now we're kind of worried about some defensive struggles. I think it's now going to be a balance between those two, and you get some points out of the foray. That'd be the ideal situation.
Now, normally we go into alumni news, but the guys are done. I mean,
Yeah, they're
Salzburg
done.
were in a
Yeah.
they won a back-to-back championships. So I don't know how long B's going to be in Austria. Then again, I don't know if Leeds is going to stay up. So who knows? But we are hoping Mark and Brendan are coming back.
Yeah.
For a little summer break, and if they do, we're going to do everything we can to get them on the pod because we want them to remember that we think about them.
I mean, Genk are still doing things. I mean, they've got 3 wins, 1 draw.
I thought they were done. I thought they
No,
won like the
we
Belgian
talked
Cup
about this
thing, and
on
they're
the
done.
pod.
Oh.
They're in the playoffs. They're
Oh,
playing
that's
for
right.
a Europa spot. They're up against Ghent, and Ghent are currently in first with
Genk versus Ghent.
Ghent versus Genk, and then they're going for it. So we'll see.
All right.
They're
we'll see.
going for it. No, I like that.
So now, Adam, do you have any random MLS news for us? Is there anything going on in that hot market
there's
of?
actually very big news. Actually, I didn't even know you were
you
gonna
got a
give
sounder
me-
board, like woo.
No, like yeah, I didn't know you were going to give me this space. Just with
It was in the
strictly,
notes.
strictly, FIFA and MLS have now, or FIFA and EA, Electronic Arts have severed their 20+ year partnership. So there will not be a FIFA quote unquote video game coming out in 2023. There will be now something called EAFC, which the Philadelphia Union have already stated they will be in this game. So a lot of MLS teams have already stated it themselves that they are committed to the game, because one of the things people don't realize about FIFA was, unlike these NBA games that automatically have the licensing because they're licensed to a league, FIFA is a organization, not a league. So therefore, leagues and teams could.
I thought he was going to call him a predator. I go, you're
Well,
not far off.
I mean, depending on who you ask, but leagues and teams had to sign agreement deals with EA to be featured in the game. So that's why
Okay.
a lot of prominent clubs weren't in EA in
Right.
the last couple of years, including Juventus that left, and there was rumors of Real Madrid and Barcelona also being possibilities of leaving with their licensing going to other games. Long story short, FIFA wanted a crap ton of money, like an like up in the billions
I'm
worth
shocked.
of dollars
Unreal.
to have the
There's
license.
greed in soccer.
Yeah.
Is water wet?
MLS did not, or sorry, I keep saying MLS, but FIFA did not want to pay for that. Or if EA didn't want to pay for the licensing fees, so there will be a EAFC game coming in the future. We will see what that reiterates. And secondly, for Apex, for Overwatch, Overwatch 2 has been delayed for the general public's consumption. That game is not coming out just yet for the people, but the league has begun and the teams have started except for the Asian region. So your Philadelphia Fusion are still waiting to get started. I believe they're getting started this weekend, but it'll be week 3 of the Overwatch League already.
All right. Well, let's get into the final thing. We're going to talk an end of an era for our beloved Chelsea.
Oh, yeah.
We no longer have an owner that we fear. We have
No.
an owner that we're like, get the hell off the sidelines, you punk.
I could fight him. I think I could fight the Chelsea owner
This
now.
guy owns part of the Dodgers and part of the Lakers, and he was on the sideline in his dad jeans watching a 2-0 win. He looked like he didn't know what he was doing. Like, do I clap now? What do I do? Is it the 7th inning stretch? And then they implode 2-2 tie. And all the meanwhile, here's Devin. Tottenham's good. We're gonna do it. We're gonna be in the Champions League. I can hear it over my text from him. And Brentford's in the top. Woo!
Yes,
Like, you know, I'm
yes.
watching this, and I'm watching Chelsea just being miserable in third place. Third place.
Now, Tottenham had a chance against Liverpool. They gave it away, but they were there. And
They were like the Red Hot
I've got-
Chili Peppers. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Yeah, they were.
I've got both of my teams have some exciting games left here. So Tottenham play Arsenal in the next game here, which is a huge game for 4th place.
It finally means, like, the North London Derby finally means something, for God's sakes.
gonna
It's
be
been
a
years.
fantastic game. And on the opposite side of that, Brentford are huge rivals with Leeds, and they
And
play
Leeds
Leeds in
could
the
go
last
down.
game. They could send Leeds down to the championship. Which
They could
is
send
huge.
Leeds down, and
Uh,
Brendan's chances of going down. So it's
Well, there's that too, but
yeah.
you know, there's some big stories going on there.
No, it's always exciting, and I just want to say, you know, congrats to our friends at Bournemouth, up the cherries. They are back up, so maybe they're gonna come and travel and visit us again, because they visited us in 2015, something like that. Whenever they made it up, they came and we played them, and we're like, they just got brought up. We can. Oh, damn, they beat our ass. That was. So congratulations to them. Devin, did we miss anything in this?
No, let's keep it short
First
and sweet here.
first Twitch ever.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, if people don't know, Devin and Adam will send you information on how to see this on Twitch, because we are
We'll get
just
in there.
starting to
get in
get into that. All right, everyone. Devin and Adam. Adam, you with us?
I'm in here the whole time. What do you mean?
Yeah. All right, everyone. That was episode Mike Patterson, number 98. Thanks for listening, and aloha Felicia.
Please continue to wash your hands.